Good day, everyone. Thank you for being here today. We are thrilled to have the opportunity to present our esteemed project EA Sports for the DBO Award. Over the next 10 minutes, our team will share the key highlights and insights of this challenging project. Let's dive in. Here is today's presentation agenda, tailored to meet the given parameters of the DBO Award. A quick snapshot of our project team. Ajay Memon, Project Director; Arun Kumar, Project Manager; George Kerr, Site Super; Masood, Project Coordinator; Evan Yan, Estimator; Ryan Krabis as Senior Estimator; and most importantly, Greg Dusham, our Construction Manager, and Oscar, our Regional Safety Manager. Next slide.
We all know that EA Sports is a gaming company, and this project is in their Burnby headquarters. This project was converted from CCDC 5B to a lump sum project. Next, please. EA Sports project involved recladding existing masonry-clad wall, addressing issues in window returns, parapet walls, and interior feature walls. The comprehensive project included careful demolition of damaged material, salvaging it for repurposing, repairing the existing wall assembly, including the rain screen. This project was done in 3 phases. Next slide, please. This slide shows the pictorial view from RFP, showing the snip from our BIM model to construction to final completion. Next, please.
Our first meeting with EA Sports and Colliers was at the EA Sports facility, and at this time, Colliers had not engaged a design team and had no as-builts of the existing wall. Chandos walked the facility with EA and Colliers to determine potential suitable phasing strategies, as the office had to remain completely open during all phases of construction. Due to the weight of the stones as you're taking them off the wall, careful thought and planning was required to ensure that stockpiles of materials did not overload the suspended slab above the parkade within this building. Next slide, please. As a result, we met with several specialty masonry and cladding contractors over the course of 2 weeks and provided EA Sports with 5 different potential budgets with varying finishes to the wall.
We provided a professional and detailed report to the owner, which gave the owner a lot of confidence in our number. In the tender reports, we broke down the large scope items into a lot of small items that were easier to explain and defend. And because we had been prepping the owner with a lot of cost allowances for potential risks, we were able to sell everything in the GCs, on the recap sheets, and more. It came down to how well we knew the owner in terms of what and how much we could sell. Next slide. So with the highly strategized pre-con and tender, our fee percentage was between 25 to 30% prior to mobilization and excluding contingencies. Next slide.
The project's timely delivery and adherence to the budget not only exceeded the client's expectations, but also minimized disruptions to their daily operations. Based on detailed risk register, a mutually agreed upon risk allowance of over $1 million was carried on top of construction cost, with the end goal to complete the project within the overall budget. Next slide, please. Apart from Chandos CPS system and Vista, project team created a separate Excel tracking sheet, which was transparently updated and shared with client on a weekly basis. This project was finalized with a surplus of $30,000 under the allocated budget, allowing us to return the entire savings to the client. Also, savings of 3 weeks in schedule was approximately $72,000 savings to Chandos. Next slide, please. When we started the project, our contract amount was $9.64 million and our profit margin was 22%. Based on the steps and the items that we set down with the client, with the trade, we overlapped all the 3 phases. We were working 24/7 for a few months, and our ending contract amount was $9.63 million, which shows the savings of $30K, which was returned to the client, and our end profit margin was more than 41%, which was close to doubling our fee. Next, please.
To wrap up 3 weeks ahead of schedule, some key things we did to save time included ordering long lead items well in advance, overlapping all 3 phases of the project, self-performing demo ahead of the masons and protection finishes behind them for consistent flow, created a simple but effective tracking system that gave us a daily insight into progress, and our most valuable scheduling tool, the Chandos production systems, were heavily relied on. Slide.
Time and cost are important, but they should never come at the expense of the quality. Quality is essential for meeting customers' expectation, building reputation, and sustaining success. One of the client's main concern was having the same look of stone after the re-enry. Old but gold stones refers to the existing stones that we had washed them 3 times to make it look like a brand new stones. Pictures are self-explanatory. As a result, you can see the harmony of stone is not only same appearance that it was before, but also it's looking better than the brand new stones. All of these had been done with the advanced feature of the field view, so all consultant field review report, QA and QC, and deficiencies had been tackled in a timely manner.
Since we were doing high-risk work in high-traffic areas, we put a lot of emphasis on safety. We took many steps to ensure the safety of our workers and the employees at EA. We hired a full-time OFA2. We built a hardtop tunnel to protect pedestrians from falling objects. We shrink-wrapped our scaffold to mitigate the potential of falling objects. And we had an 8-foot-high perimeter fence around our site that was wrapped with safety netting. Slide, please.
Embraced diversity. As at given time, site had between 30 to 40 workers, actively showing diversity in terms of gender, race, ethnicity, age, and other demographics. The work environment was positive, which promoted collaboration and teamwork. Due to the great project performance, we had 4 trade lunch events showing appreciation to their hard work. Client and consultants team happily attended those events. Shando's team ensured that everyone's ethnicity, religion, and respect during the lunch event and throughout the project. Next slide. At Shando's, we always value the talent and provide opportunities for career advancement. Both Josh and Masood started as assistant superintendent and Masood as a PC. With proper training and exposure, Josh is currently running a project as a superintendent, and Masood is climbing up the ladder to be a PM, but he's managing and leading his own project as an acting project manager. Next slide, please.
This job required constant collaboration. We were not tucked away in some back corner of the facility. In fact, phase 2 of the project was directly above the main entrance. We had to be diligent about working with the client and the building management team. We were ultimately very successful with this. The client knew that they could come to us for anything, and we knew that we could work with them on everything. One heartwarming example of this relationship was when they asked us if we could stop work for a day because there was a kid coming to tour the facility from the Make-A-Wish Foundation. You wouldn't believe how many workers that day, all parents themselves, stayed late to clean up and to make sure that the main entrance was a sight worth seeing. It was incredible. Slide.
In Shandas, we see things differently. Here are a couple of examples that we saw things differently. For scaffolding, lateral support, roof anchors bearing load was not sufficient, and log blocks were too heavy as an alternative option. Shandas team had come up with brilliant idea of hoisting empty water totes and fill it with water, and of course, add glycol as an antifreeze element. The second great idea was changing the use of scaffold from light duty to heavy duty in order to storing the stones on the additional base. As a result, we could save approximately 1 week only because of this great idea. Last but not least, with the help of the rubble stone support, ties can be placed between a symmetric stone at any favorable height. This idea was also proposed by Shanda's team.
This project was schedule driven from day one. By halfway, our masonry contractor was behind the schedule. We came strong as a team and negotiated with them by using harsh consequences and our old relationship. And we had multiple pull plan sessions with them. We were able to drive them and complete the projects 3 weeks before the schedule completion. We had to find the leaks. That was the main objective of the project. To find leaks and repair them. We found the hard to find leaks behind the wall and fix them in timely manner. Another interesting thing was the rain screen details were missing in the drawings. We RFI'd them at the time of pre-con as well as during construction. Both the times consultant told it's not required. Shandos and Trade, we were not comfortable without the rain screen assembly. So we independently hired a third party, and that was highly recommended by them to use the rain screen assembly that Shandos proposed. A change order worth of $500,000 was issued to us from client. Let's talk about the mistakes now. So we had one mistake, and that was on day one about a logistic conflict, and that was the last one. From there on, everyone was happy, At the end, we got happy client and potential for repeat business. Next slide, please.
So there were a lot of extra things we did on this project that everyone should feel very proud of themselves for. Our waste diversion was fantastic, and that was a concerted effort. That led us to working with Audrina Lim on other possible carbon emission reductions. Audrina helped us to get in touch with Habitat for Humanity, who ultimately ended up taking 14 pallets of leftover stone off our hands, diverting those from a landfill. So that sparked more creativity, and we then found a buyer on Marketplace for the extra leftover construction materials that we had that Habitat for Humanity didn't want. Even cooler still, we took that money and donated it to a charity, one that is near and dear to my family's heart, the CMB Awareness Foundation, for which we received a beautiful thank you letter. And as if that wasn't enough to be proud of, it was all capped off at the end of the project with an amazing appreciation letter from the client.
Thank you all. So end result of this project was profitability, strong trade relationship, satisfied client, and high chance of repeat business. Thank you.